Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to add your own custom recipe into your own data pack. So let's get right into it. So what do I mean by making your own custom recipe? So here I've made a demo recipe here, which is just a simple recipe of bundled arrows, which is normally not in the game. So if I just place a crafting table here, normally you craft arrows like this, and that will give you 4 arrows. But I've added a new recipe here, which if I just extend them all out here, I'll get 20, which is actually a custom recipe here. So this, I can get more arrows for little, but for less resources. So this is a kind of custom recipe you can add. So you can add like custom recipe for a crafting table. You can also actually add recipes for a lot of different things. You can add them for a stone cutter, a smithing table, like smelting, blasting, cooking, campfire, all those kind of stuff. They are all included as part of the recipe branch, and it really just depends how you want your new item to be made. With this, you can also override existing Minecraft recipes, so you can change the recipe that is already present and change them to something else. And so let's get into Visual Studio Code and let's see how this is made. So now in Visual Studio Code, you will see that we have our template from the previous video, and you can see here under Tutorial Data Pack, I have another folder called Recipe. And in this folder, I've got a new JSON file called bundlearrow.json. So every single recipe file is a JSON file. So in here we can see the JSON file. It's not really complicated. It's actually quite simple. So in here we can see that from the example I just showed, we are making a crafting table recipe. So here we have the type being crafting shaped because the recipe is shaped. For something like dyes, like when you craft flowers into dyes, those are shapeless because you don't need to care where you put the item actually. So after that we have pattern, which you just basically use some characters to represent each item. The character do not matter. You can use large like uppercase characters, symbols and all that kind of things, and if you just put the pattern here, it will work. So after you put the pattern, we have key. This is so that Minecraft knows what your character represents. So for example here for F, I have flint, so it shows here flint, and then I have S, which is for the sticks, and the hashtag, which is the feather at the bottom. And finally we have results, which you'll type what you want, so arrows and how many you want to put in. And you can also add in the new component stuff, which allows you to customize the item that is being outputted. Now there's something that you want to keep in mind, is that all the resources, the required resources for the recipe, is you can only put one item in each slot. So you can't say, let's put 50 sticks into each S and let's put 40 flint into each F. That won't work. You cannot specify how many you can put in it. If you really want to do those kind of thing with like a multiple stacks of item for a crafting recipe, then you may need to look into drop recipe, which basically you drop item on the ground and then it'll craft. But that's not the focus of this video, so we'll not look into that right now. So after that, this is the recipe for a bundled arrow. You can do this very simply in an actual online generator, and I'll show you that right now. So to start, you want to first go to your web browser and type in misonode.github.io, and in there you want to select recipe. So in here you go, after you type Mr. Node, you come in here and it'll give you basically as a data pack generator. It got a lot of useful generators so you don't need to memorize every single thing. Now you want to go into recipe here, and for this we'll use 1.21.4, but if you're making other recipe for previous versions, you can just change the version here and you can do that very easily. So firstly, for this demonstration, we're first gonna make a new crafting recipe again. So in here you want to select a type. Now these are all the different types I've mentioned earlier. You can make them whichever one you want. So for now we're gonna make a crafting shape here. In here you have group, but that is not really required and I don't usually put anything here. Category, you can just, so you know how when you're in the creative menu you got your different tabs, this kind of just like sort it for you, but it's not required again. So here we have our pattern. So for this example here, I'm going to make a recipe that allows the player to craft apples. So I'm gonna put here some leaves. So we want some leaves, and then we want a sapling in the middle and leaves all around it basically. So in here you can see the sapling in the middle and leaves all around it. Now you want to go into key here, click plus, and in here you want to type your first key. So I'll put L into here and click the plus button. Now it'll pop up a big thing here, but don't worry, that's completely normal. Now in here you can either choose a list or a string. If you're only specifying one single item that's being allowed in the slot, then string will be fine, so you can only choose one item. If you want multiple items to be possible, then you want to choose the list, and in here you just type in however many you want. Now for this, I'm gonna use just simply string, and I want to allow the player to use any types of leaves. So I'll type hashtag Minecraft because this is a tag that is existing in the Minecraft game, and I can type leaves here and you'll see hashtag Minecraft leaves, which includes every single Minecraft leaf type. So after that, we also want to put in our key for our sticks. So we'll type S into here and type add. We'll type the plus button. Again, we only want one single type of item, so we put string. And here we want to type stick. And here we get Minecraft sticks. So now we have specified, and you can see on the right hand side we have a preview of what this is all about. Actually no, it's not sticks, with this sapling. We want to do hashtag Minecraft saplings because we want to include every single type of sapling. So on the right here you can actually see we have our leaves and we also have our sapling that will just cycle around. So basically when any type of leaves around and any type of sapling in the middle. And finally, you just want to say the results. So we want to give them some apple. So you can say apple. And we can say, let's give them 2 apples per craft. Now in here we have the component I just talked about. And components is actually quite a lot of different things here. So for example, just to keep things simple, I will make a new component here, which is the custom name. So I'll type custom name and plus. So now I've got custom name here. So inside custom name here, you want to put yourself a big bracket. Inside the big bracket, you want to have a speech mark, text, speech mark, a colon, and then 2 more speech mark. Now you want to put whatever you want to write inside the text here. So I'll put apple. And now this will now be a valid way, and you'll see apple here. But I want to make it a little bit more special here. So I can also go comma, and now I can do your speech mark again, and now do color with no U, and then another 2 more speech mark, and now I'll do I want my apple, the name, to be red. Now there's a list of colors that you can choose from. You can't just put any in. So you can look that up. Yeah, so also other than color, you can also specify stuff like I want it to be bold. Bold. And this time there's no colon for these kind of things. You just type true, and the name would be a bold red named apple here. And now that this is done, you basically have your recipe here. So now that you got it, you can actually also see the code on the right. And after that, there's a couple of options you can choose. You can either just download this thing entirely and just paste it into your data pack, or you can just click copy. And now, if I just go into Visual Studio Code, I can go into recipe, and I can right click new file. This will be leaf apple.json. Just make it a name, and now in here you can just do Ctrl V and it'll paste in your code here. And now that you just put the data pack into your world and reload, it should work. So let's go and test that now. So back into the Minecraft world now, we can see that we make sure we want to type /reload and make sure our data pack is being updated in a short while. Okay, there we go, successfully. That's from the if you don't know what that is, check the previous video, which I've showed what this loading message is. So now that we've got that, we can just give it a test now. So let's go with a acacia sapling with 4 spruce leaf and 4 birch leaf. Now since we have specified that any leaf and any sapling will work, in theory this should work. So you can put out sapling in the middle, and if I surround it with leaves, we can see that we got apple here, and you can see that the name is red as well as being bolded here. And there we go, apple that is being custom crafted with a custom name on it. And it's just that simple. And with that, that's basically everything you need to know about custom recipe for your data pack. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comments. If you like what I'm doing with the tutorial series and you would like to see more and know more of how to code data pack and would like to support me, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, as it helps me out a ton. And with that said, I'll see you guys next time in another video. Bye bye!